What's good, y'all? We back with episode 4 of Sensational Talk, and I'm here with the homie Kayla, AK, all the way from Sacramento, California. What's
all
good?
The way from Sacramento. What is good, Eric?
Chilling.
Mr. 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot punch. I'm so happy to be here in the flesh.
You coming here.
I'm so happy to be here. As soon as I seen you were doing this, I was like, oh, I want to be on there. Like,
yeah, we had that conversation. I told you if you come to Florida, and you're not even in my part of town. Again, let me say this, y'all. She flew to Miami. She drove up here 3 hours plus to get to me. So I appreciate that.
Oh, absolutely. I love to get Miami is crazy. It's crazy. So if I'm not working, not in the studio, I'm not, filming little TikTok content. or just at the beach. I love being at the beach. I just don't like dealing with the social life and all the people over there. So being able to drive out here, and as soon as I got off the freeway, it was like that. Whew. It's a lot more calm out here.
How was traffic coming up here? Was it?
Getting out of Miami, it was terrible. But once I was deeper on the turnpike and it was like, you have 195 miles, oof. I just threw on the music.
That's gross. That's a terrible drive.
Well, I got to relive the whole entire Kendrick and Drake rap beef, so I was just going back, listening to everything. I could have watched a movie or two.
Oh yeah, we definitely gonna get into that. But,
yeah.
But tell the people about you. Who is Kayla AK?
I'm Kayla AK. I'm a rapper. I'm just a regular person trying to get it out the mud. I rap. I make my little content. No OnlyFans, but just, whatever's trending. And outside of that, I just I work a lot.
I see you made sure you put that out there that there's no OnlyFans. Why is that? Do people expect for you to have an OnlyFans?
They not only expect me to have one, but they feel entitled to the access. I get, the DMs, people are going to be a lot more bold, but over time, it just started rolling into the comments about the OnlyFans. And anytime someone can find a way to comment that, they do. For a while, I restricted my comments to followers only to kind of like...
On where? On TikTok?
On Instagram.
I didn't even know that you could do that.
You can change your comments to where only people that follow you can comment, or nobody can comment, or everyone can. So I was like, I'm going to keep it with the followers because they kind of know how to keep it calm. But the OnlyFans comments, it wasn't just that they were requesting it. They were quite literally trying to bully me and punk me into one. And when I would be like, well, it's my personal choice not to have one, they're like, well, you're useless. I've been told to literally off myself, that I'm just a waste of space on
Because you
Earth.
don't have one?
Yes. And then I see women who do have one and they get told the same thing. So there's no winning with the internet. I shouldn't have to wear a turtleneck and a parka and 6 pairs of sweatpants to not get harassed. I like to be comfortable in the skin that I'm in. I'm not playing with these You ain't getting... y'all not getting the OnlyFans. It's never... I promise, it's never, ever, ever happening.
I mean, we've gotten to a point to where, like, if women show any part of their body, like men, they want to see more. I mean, given... I
don't judge, but I always wonder, like, what's next, or what's the ultimate goal? Because I know easily if I were to start an OnlyFans page today, I'm rich tomorrow, for sure. But how long does that stretch out for? I heard, I'm not 100% sure because I don't affiliate with the site. You can set your prices to what you want, to like $2.99 a month, $10.99 a month, and I just don't think it's worth it. I know I can make a quick bag. Like, it's always nice to get a quick bag, but I just think what's going to happen in the long run for me and how people are going to view me.
I will never talk anything bad about people who do OnlyFans.
Who do it right.
I've been a consumer at some point in my life. I can't say what point in my life, but I've
indulged.
paid for I have. So I would never. There's men who will get in comment sections and actually bash these women, knowing that they subscribe to these women. So it makes no sense to me. Like you shaming only to go beat off later.
You cannot win. I think I'm not a man, so I will never try to speak for men, but I can imagine that if you're paying to look at a woman, I don't know if it's multiple at one time. I don't know what their thought process is. Are you subscribed to 3 girls, 1 girl, 30 girls? But you have to develop some kind of attachment because you're already lusting for them. You're clearly beating your meat to them. So maybe after, 3 months of 1099, you're like, I'd spend almost a cool, $30 plus tax. I'm going to need more than that. And they start talking to the girls crazy.
Sometimes they think, that $2.99, what the whatever they pay for the monthly subscription, they feel like they owe you. They own you after that.
Yeah, like you're your own personal sex worker.
Yeah,
absolutely not. And I feel bad for those kind of women because are you getting harassed? Do you feel safe? Are you in a safe space? Even without me having one, I get hundreds and hundreds of DMs that are just mad, inappropriate, which due to me sexualizing myself to some extent, I tolerate it. But sometimes it gets a little scary. Like, I've heard some scary stuff about just...
Why do you feel that they want you to create an OnlyFans? What you think it is that would even give them the idea to fix their mouth to say, you should have this?
They want to see my titties. Actually, funny story. When I first went viral... now, you already know it's going to be some bullshit. When I first went viral... I guess there was like this Reddit going on and someone actually paid AI generator to create false nudes of me.
They could do that.
They can create completely false nudes of you. Be aware.
This was on Reddit?
Yeah, and it was linked to like, there's Pornhub and then there's like weird sites like QRS dot whatever, and it's also some kind of porn site. So it was some guy sent me the link, and I'm 10 out of 10 chance it was his ass that did it. But he was like, oh, your nudes got leaked. And I'm like thinking to myself, I want one dude. And
AI is dangerous.
Yeah. And he sent me the pictures. I'm thinking like this guy's not going to do this to me. So I doubt I'm finna. I was a little nervous though. He sends me the shit. 1 out of the 3 looked crazy real. So I had like a top on. And they just removed the top and made areolas and nipples. And it looked so real. I almost quit social media then. I was like, this is terrifying.
It's scary.
But the other ones, I looked deformed. I looked crazy. Like, you could tell it was AI. Well, if you don't know me, you might think it's real.
I've seen a lot of AI pictures of grandmothers on Instagram. They look like they AI the youngest bodies, but it looks so authentic. Like it looks really good.
Isn't that terrifying? I hope you don't become a victim.
Even with the voice change, like it's so scary. Like the whole, like you've been seeing what's going on with Kendrick Lamar and the Drake beef. So
right.
One of Drake's diss tracks, he used AI to emulate Tupac's voice.
That was crazy. And that's how far it's gone. I wonder love Drake. I don't know what gave him the gumption to do that, but the fact that you can, like, I can write a song and be like, you know what? I want it to be in Drake's voice. And you can make that happen. That is actually very terrifying. I feel like it's a legal issue.
But that's not to me, that's not the worst use of it. That was creative. Now, what if somebody just wants to take your voice and send something to somebody, or just like set you up to say, hey, Kayla said this, Kayla said that, and it's your voice. How could you say that it's not?
I'm going to say it's AI, or you can fight me.
Right, but now we in a position where we can say anything is AI.
You can, because they can get your voice to the T.
Somebody DM me asking me if I'm real or I'm AI.
Have you ever been AI'd with your voice yet?
No, I don't think so.
Not to your knowledge. You talk a lot, so it would be so easy to get you.
Maybe I should talk less.
No, talk more. Not that I want that to happen to you, but it's creepy, but there's some form of flattery in the whole AI process. If you want to make a fake picture of me or emulate my voice, you're obviously feeling me to a certain extent to where you have to do that. I can see you getting AI. You have a very marketable voice.
People have created fake pages, and as far as that goes, they've never, I don't know that they've used my voice to scam anybody, but they've definitely created a lot of fake pages, and people contact me all the time saying, hey, do you know this? And at this point, I'm like, listen, there's a lot. There's like literally over 100 fake me's, and I can't keep making posts about this because
you're verified. It's almost common sense.
It's the same thing over and over again. If you just gotta learn how to do your research, because it's not me. It's not. But they just take the videos I have up. They've never used AI to say something that I never said. Like, I fear like somebody who really hates me, like because you could get AIs to look like me and talk like me and say, you know what, I take all this back. I'm not body positive. I really hate big women. you guys are disgusting. And then how could I defend that if it's so accurate that if I watch it and I can't tell, the only reason I could tell is because I know that I didn't say that.
Right.
Then who's to believe that that's not really me saying that?
Well, right now at this point, it's syndicated if that ever happens to you. And sometimes when you talk about shit, it will manifest into existence, whether it's positive or negative. So it could happen just from us talking about it right now. But right now you're saying, you would never do no shit like that.
No.
And you would hope that your fan base would believe you. I feel nothing but 100%.
You never know what
genuine energy from you.
I realize with social media, people are easily swayed.
They are, because they're puppets. They're sheep. No offense, but
you could have been following me for years. One bad thing come out that's not accurate, and they'll throw you right under the bus, like everything good that you did right out the window.
Do you feel like you've had that experience already, where you've made a post and just everybody's trying to shit on you in that moment?
No, not yet.
Not yet?
Hopefully no time soon either. No.
If you were to come across that, how would you handle that situation? Would you clarify, or would you just...
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I would. I definitely would, because my following mean a lot to me. Even though when I say the following that I have means nothing to me, I don't mean that they mean nothing. I mean that the amount of followers I have doesn't change who I am. Like, I'm still...
Absolutely.
I'm still Eric. I'm still the kid from the Bronx. I still shop where everybody shops. I don't walk around with no security. I'm just... The following is great, and I'm appreciative of them, but I will never act like I'm better than somebody because I have X amount of followers and they don't. Like, and a lot of people get lost in that.
Yeah, well, you could easily feed off that clout and just be like, oh, I'm better than everybody. You want to work with me? Drop the check and just... But where does that get you in the long run? Because you might be able to ride that cocky, arrogant, egotistical nonsense out for a while, but it gets old. And the way that you present yourself, I wouldn't even believe if someone were to try to tell me, even with the damn AI, that you were anything but who you present yourself as. So that's a good thing.
They'll try.
Well, f them. I mean, because it's... You do have a good sized platform. Some people see 1,000 followers as a good platform. I'm at a calm 50, whatever. And I see that as a start.
But that's a lot, though. I always tell people this. 1,000 followers, just put 1,000, let's just say, put 1,000 followers in one room. 1,000 people. That's a lot.
It's a lot of people.
That's a lot.
I've always said that, too, because people get so fixed up on a following. A lot of people, which I've learned more recently, they buy their followers. They buy these accounts, and honestly, it messes you up in the algorithm in the long run.
I didn't know that you could buy followers.
You can buy anything. You can buy followers, likes. You can buy comments, and I've quite literally seen people do that.
For the record, I've never bought one single follower ever.
He's very grateful.
Ever. Whoever's following me. I mean, sometimes you get bots that follow you, but you can't
control it.
You can't control that. But I've never bought a view, because I see that Instagram, TikTok, they have this thing where you can boost, where you could pay to get more views, which is stupid.
That's more normal, I guess. You pay for that. I find that to be helpful if you don't have the platform that you want, because what it does is it boosts whatever you're trying to share in the algorithm to the people that it needs to go to. So like when I drop a video, I didn't do it for my last one. I should go back and do it. It's never too late. I did pay to like 6 days. Oh, promote this. You get to pick how much money you want to put into it. But that's completely separate from these spam sites where you can...
Do you find that worked though? Did it boost?
Yeah, it did. So again...
By how By a lot, like
for me, a
substantial
lot.
amount?
So let's say my new video has 100, almost 200 views. I boosted my first one and it's over 500. So it's clearly doing a little bit more than double, and it'll reach the right people. I will have engineers reach out to me, producers reach out to me. I've come in contact with some great people just from doing a simple boost and popping up in the algorithm. And I feel like for music, it was more necessary for me to do that because my niche was placed upon me from just how I look. So if it's not me looking good and, oh, I got this kind of outfit on, they're not f***ing with me.
What would you, when you say your niche, right? What do you feel your niche is? Or what do you think TikTok believes your niche is?
I think what they believe my niche is having big titties. And I'm not gonna deny it because I got
a drink to that.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna drink to it too. Here we go. Here's to, big titties.
The crazy part is, I made a video about this, right? And it's the truth, right? I liked one video, I promise you, one video of a woman with big breasts. It sent a whole
flood of them your way,
whole flood of big titty women on my FYP. Now, I don't know how the AI knows who has breasts and who doesn't. Because these videos that come on my feed, it don't even have like hashtag big titties.
Yeah.
Nothing. So how does the AI know that I like, I mean, not that I like.
Sir, I mean, everybody likes titties, right? But it's
crazy enough, I come across people who say they don't, which is absurd to me.
I mean,
some people.
Why?
Some people are breast men, some people are ass men. But I feel like even if you are ass man, you should be able to appreciate a good pair of breasts.
That's a little sus. I'm not gonna lie, because what, you want me to have some manly bird chest and a big old donkey?
I don't know, man. But some people
it's
really.
Each their own. I've heard people say like they're an ass man, but I've never heard someone say like, oh, they're against titties, but they really want you to make sure you got some cakes on you too. Like when I was in high school, flat back, big chest. I hit puberty so young. I was disproportioned. I looked like a Pez dispenser. That's the best way to describe it.
As the kids would say, letter P.
Yeah, the letter P. That was me. And before I was AK, I was just a P. But I realized, and I don't know how social media detects if you're a twerker or a titty person and how they make that work. It definitely knows that
too. If you like somebody's
one twerk video,
come.
That's all you're getting, and that really ends relationships. So fellas, be careful. For me, I knew it was my niche when pages started sharing my posts, and then the usernames would be like them titties or voluptuous women or plus size women. And I mean, I don't consider myself to be plus size. I think I'm mid-sized, but I appreciate the love anyways. But that's when I started realizing this is what they looking for. And then of course, like the DMs, like if I were to just pop open my phone and let you look through it, you'd be fascinated.
So let me ask you this, right? Because it'll tie into what your niche is and how you feel about it. So you rap.
Yeah.
First of all, let me ask you, where did the name come from, AK?
Kayla, AK. So originally, I was just going by Kayla. And then it was Kayla K. And then one of my old friends, they were like, what about Kayla K, AKA, da-da-da-da-da. And there was like this long rant of a name. And then I was like, well, TK was very popular at the time. It was before he did the race and went to prison forever. I liked the name TK. And I was like, that's pretty simple. What about Kayla AK? Kept the 47 off because it seemed a little bit too much.
A bit.
Just like a bit much, but I feel like people go by names that aren't theirs, which is fine. I wanted my name to be in it, but I also want them to know like I'm about that. Like I'm not rapping about no BS. I'm Kayla AK. I'm here to spray down. So that's really how it came about. And I feel like, you know when something just catches, and it caught for me. So I've just been rocking with it ever since.
How long you been rapping? Or
professionally or in general?
Just in general.
Since I was a kid. So my dad used to go around the house spitting these corny freestyles that didn't even...
Why they gotta be corny?
Oh my God, because my dad, Oh my God. My dad he just had these corny moments, but I still thought it was funny.
Alive?
No, he passed away in 2011. And he was just always walking around. He would say some random shit like, oh, these girls like what I'm doing. When they ask me who I like, tell them I like Lucy Lewin. So he would change stuff.
That was trash.
Hello, that's corny.
That was trash.
You see what I'm talking about? Like me and my brother talk about it all the time.
Shout out to your dad though, but that was garbage.
Lucy Lewin. It's almost as bad as Mansion, Wisconsin, T-Pain. You know, like you just change the words to sound how you want them to sound.
I ain't gonna lie, I may have done that in the years where I used to.
It was normalized. You're right. So I liked it. And then my brother and my dad used to rap all these songs together, and I was excluded because I was like the little princess, and there's no way she'd be into that. So they'd be rapping Exhibit, Ice Cube, whatever the case is, and they would take turns. Like, hello, I started this gangsta. They would switch verses and they would go back and forth. But at a point, I just knew everything, and I used to wait for the day I'd be included. Unfortunately, that never happened before he passed. I was never confident enough to just be like, hey, Dad, check this out. Around when I was 12 or 13 is when I really transitioned into just writing full-blown songs, just keeping them to myself. And in high school, everybody thought they could rap in high school. So I was more nervous, and I had a couple friends who were really talented, and I guess I was too self-conscious to just put myself out there. So I would just do it amongst like my close friends. And after a while, I started going to professional studios, more into my 20s. And I was nervous then, like being in a professional environment, good equipment, having an actual engineer in there. It was like, ooh, because I used to have a speech impediment. I do still struggle with it. I have a stutter, and it really triggered that stutter. And I had to really battle that because I had to decide, do you like the music or as a hobby, or is it really what you want to do? Broke through, and it's just what I do now. So it's been a long time.
So going back to your niche, right? Mm-hmm. You say that pretty much your niche is breasts, right? Mm. So being a woman in the music industry, do you feel that your talent gets overlooked because people look at you in a sexual manner, or do you think they immediately take you serious, like as a professional off the back? Or have you come into any like situations where you feel like they didn't take you seriously as a musician?
Oh, absolutely. Because at first they just see what they want to see. And I will admit, because I'm a very honest person, I wanted to build my platform, and I was like, they're already feeling this, so I might as well rock with this and just start transitioning the music in, which is fair. If y'all want to look at me, then listen to some of my music, okay, right? So I accepted it, and I chose to go along with it. I will never play innocent in that role. I just don't do anything that's like full nude or just like out of control. And I was like, eventually the platform will make it to where even if 10% of the people are listening to my music, that's still a lot, you know? So I did kind of accept it. And as far as people taking me seriously, it's hard. So if they're not following me because of the music now, it's not going to happen. And I knew it was a thing when someone hit me up and said, oh, wow, you can actually rap. Or they'll be in the comments like, oh, she actually has a talent. Wow, you're a really good artist. I'm surprised. Are you? Or
yeah, because they're
lost in lust.
Sometimes it's hard. It's hard when you start one way and try to transition in something else, because people, realistically, sadly enough, they don't want to hear that. Like, they're like, shut up, show me your titties.
That's my comments, literally.
Because that's where it started. And is it fair? It's not. But that's the reality. Like, what was your first video? Your first video. What was your first social media platform? Matter of fact, was it Instagram or was it TikTok? It
was Instagram, and this is like a surprising thing. I used to do natural hair videos, like just the process of making your hair look good, deep conditioning treatments, ways to make it grow, and I was really into that. And that was more in like high school when I was too embarrassed to pursue music professionally. So it wasn't a boob thing at first, if I'm being honest, but I never fully was able to capitalize off of that. And to be honest, I gave up on it because, and I'm not going to say any names, but I had people in my life that they really put me down. Eric, they would be like, oh, you think you're cool because you got a sponsorship from Shea Moisture, or oh, you think you're cool because you're getting free products sent. Oh, you got 100 likes. Like that stuff, especially hearing it from people that you really care about their opinion, fucks you up.
Ain't it crazy that the the people that are there for you are the people that don't even know you from a hole in the wall.
At all.
Like the people that are closest to you, it seems like they have the least amount of support for you sometimes. Like it feels like that. Not in all
Not
situations,
everybody.
but I feel like, these are the people that should support you the most, but I'm being supported by strangers strangers are checking up on me more than people who I hold near and dear to me.
It
And
hurts. You have to I had to outgrow it because it used to hurt. But the couple of people that matter the most to me, like my brother didn't name me in, he was like, Kayla, I wasn't doing music for probably 2 years. I had my son and I was like, you know what? I need to sit my ass down and just focus on my baby. And then when I feel like it's time and I've just committed to his early life, I'm open to exploring my passion again. I mean, I could have been doing it the whole time, but I just really cared about this. So my brother actually sat me down and was like, Kayla, you're falling off. It's been too long. And I just want to ask you, do you still want to do the music? And I was like, yeah, bro. And he was like, well, you fucking act like it. So he nailed it down. But other people, family and friends, they didn't give a about doing music. And that's how I knew that it didn't matter to them. So it had to stop mattering to me, what they thought. Mm-hmm. If I was going to do it, I had to go all in or all out. And to be honest, just off of a couple videos going viral, a lot of these same people they're feeling differently now. They're supporting me now. They're like, oh, she might make it. Like they're banking on me, which is interesting because I'm going to bank on anybody that I f with. If you, whatever you want to do, like if you want to do anime, you want to do this, I'm going to support you. I don't know where the negativity comes in, but lately I've been discussing it more on my platform because it does get draining. Is it because you ain't got no motion? Is it because you don't have no talent? Are you depressed? Because I'm not doing anything personal to you. So shut up. And that's where I've just been at with it lately. I don't have to deal with that. I mean, have you ever had those experiences where you're just like, you know what, I'm done with it?
It's definitely hard. A lot of people don't know that I used to rap. Like I think the last thing I put out was in 2009, and it could be very discouraging, especially if you don't have any motion and you don't see anything going. I think that's what it was. I don't think I put as much into it as I could have. I've done stuff with a few people, but again, it's so easy to be discouraged, and it's great that you got back to it because I wish I would have stuck with it. Would I have made it? I don't know. Maybe not. I'm not going to sit here and say
anything you put your mind to.
I'm not. I end up years later using my voice in a different way, as you see. This is who I am now. So did I make it musically? No, but I'm still using my voice for good.
Do you ever dabble in it as a hobby? And can I ask what your artist name was? Come on, I was going to ask that one.
Oh, man. I try to keep that hidden because then people
can find you.
People will look up what's still there on a...
So it's not happening, huh?
I'm going to say it.
Okay.
So let me take a drink.
For the big reveal, ladies and gentlemen, of Mr. Sensational's
Because every time
name.
I think about when I used to rap, it just makes me cringe. Like, first of all, I hate hearing my voice. I absolutely hate hearing my voice. And I always get into this with my wife because every time she opens up her phone, for some reason, and I never believe it, my video pops up and I hear my voice. I'm like, can you mute that? Because I literally hate hearing my voice, and I hate hearing my voice when I rapped or when I played it back. But my rap name used to be Strap, S-T-R-A-P, and it stood for Strength Through Rhythm and Poetry, right? Corny, whatever.
It's not terrible.
I got it tattooed on my chest. That's how hard I was going with it. But at the time, I loved it, and I mean, I still do. And people say it's like, it's like riding a bike. Once you know how to rap, you never forget. But
Absolutely.
I forgot. There's been times that I've tried to write and nothing comes to me, like nothing at all.
That's normal. I get that happens to me still to this day, and I'm one of few people who actually write about their real life experiences. And sometimes either I have too much going on to where it's like I'm gonna burst trying to write about this, and I have severe writer's block, or sometimes it's just I'm clogged up, can't think of anything, like still to this day. But then when I have a good run, I'm gonna write like 4 songs. What were your topics you would rap about? Were you more into the woke stuff or like the gangster shit?
It was gangster fake shit that I didn't live. Me rapping
That's
about
okay, though.
me putting guns in my lyrics, jewelry, cars that I never had. It was that type of stuff. I don't know. This is what I grew up listening to. I grew up listening to like, Lloyd Banks, Fab, and
For sure.
a bunch of other artists. But
You follow your influences. I mean, I say stuff that's not true. Like I have AK in my name, so I say a lot of bars about shooting people.
right.
I'm not shooting nobody.
I don't know why we do that. I've never
Who
shot
didn't
anything.
do that though? Like who other than maybe J. Cole, who really comes in as themselves? You gotta fake it till you make it. Drake admitted it openly that he used to rap about things he didn't have.
I don't know, me personally, nothing against them. I can't get into like conscious rap like J. Cole, Common, and I think even like, when I mentioned to you earlier, I was never into Kendrick, but now that they got this beef going,
very enticing.
like I want to hear more from him. Like I'm damn, I should have gave him a shot. This is like, even when I'm watching like interviews of rap artists on like The Breakfast Club or whatever, and I may have not liked this artist, when I hear them speak, I'm like, oh, you know what? Let me go back and listen to his music. I like what this guy is saying. I like what he's about. So sometimes you need to hear something from someone to make you want to say, all right, let me give him another shot.
No, for sure. K-Dot has, most of his music is woke, but he has just like bangers you can bop your head to. I can't listen to just straight conscious rap. Like you have to have a little something going on. Yeah. You gotta have a little something going on. But I do dabble in my J. Cole. I feel like these last few years, he's gotten into more of an era where he's doing features with other guys and he's doing fun songs and fun tracks. I feel like he put in the work as the artist that he wanted to portray himself as, well, who he is. It's okay to have a little fun on the mic. Me personally, I can't do the conscious shit all day. Like, honestly, I'm a fucking jump.
Okay. So I can ask you this because you rap.
Yeah.
I used to rap. It's fair to say you and I know what bars is. We know what good rap is, right? So in this whole battle that's going on between Kendrick and Drake, who you feel with hearing all the tracks, even the ones that were dropped, even the one you just put me on to, who you feel, in your opinion, who's up right now?
Right
in
now,
that war?
It's an easy answer because Kendrick dropped 2 disses in one day. And I'm very logical about shit. So when Drake dropped the original diss reply, push-ups, his outro was leading into the next diss. So that diss that we listened to earlier, the Drake one, he already had that pre-recorded. Now, I don't know how much Kendrick pre-recorded or if he was like, I'm going to get this nigga at 3 different angles just in case he talks about this, this, or this. But he dropped 6:16 in the morning. And then he dropped it like 10 o'clock at night, 20 minutes after Drake. So Kendrick is up solely because he's done more. The Meet the Grams just was crazy. Like I was asleep. My brother texted me the link. I wake up. I must have been up for an hour. Like I was like, wait, because the reason why he's also up is not because he has more out, but because of the things that he is saying. Now Drake, he's up there. Like if I had to ratio it like percentage wise, I would say
I love
60-40.
Drake.
I would
Drake.
say 60-40. Drake flows, Drake bounces. Drake is that guy for sure. But you can never take away Kendrick's lyrical ability. And it's the fact that he's tearing this nigga down. He's putting accusations on him, allegations on him that are exposing Hollywood. Now that is where
I've never heard that before.
Hollywood. Oh, any Hollywood shit I'm super into because it's really being famous. There's a lot of dark shit going on. So in this Meet the Grams, he's talking about Drake like having pedophiles or on paperwork around children. He's talking about, sex trafficking. He's talking about how Drake has an addiction to perkies and prostitutes and Turks and Caicos. He's saying that due to his prostitute addiction, he has however many children that we don't know about. He started with a daughter, but then he was like saying he has a bunch of just these kids. And I'm like, the things he was saying.
Drake out here raw dog and everything.
Yeah, pretty much. And he was like, you need therapy. And that's a good place to start. And where he really sealed the deal is the last bar was, you can keep battling against me, but you're going to be battling against yourself for your whole life, nigga. Like, and I was like, damn. Because after he addressed his mother, father, whoever he could address about how much of a piece of shit Drake is, just how he's a pervert and he's a weirdo. And I'm like, that's where, how do you come back from that? But Drake has been holding his own in this, so I think he deserves a fair chance to reply.
He's definitely fighting for his life right now.
He deserves a fair chance to respond since Kendrick dropped 2 in one day. I don't know how long they're gonna go for, but I'm very excited to hear what Drake has to say. Yeah, it's an exciting time in rap. It's just the Hollywood shit is where it gets dark, and I'm looking at it a little bit more seriously because this ain't just little bar for bar and we're keeping it light. Like Kendrick, personal, and bringing up each other's kids. I mean, Drake said that Kendrick beats on his baby mama, and he was like, how you gonna call me a white boy when your baby mama is half white?
Like, that's what I'm saying.
Logical.
Who's to fact check all this? Like, who
is fact checking this?
Do we know whether this is real? Because if it's real, it's crazy. But if it's not, then you just saying shit to make shit rhyme.
That's what I'm saying.
Shit.
So if Kendrick's saying things that aren't true, that's fucked up because the allegations being put on him are dark and twisted. Now, I don't think Drake said nothing too crazy to where it's like, oh, if that's not true, you're out of pocket, bruh. Other than the beating on his girl, and he was just like, you have a fetish for everybody but your girl, pretty much, and that's why you beat the shit out of her. And I was like, so domestic violence accusations versus trafficking, prostitution, addiction allegations. It's like, how do we pick a winner? Do we go with who was the most disrespectful? Do we go with who had the most bars, most wordplay? Because Drake is the king of flows and wordplay.
See, but what I don't want Drake to do is rap about money. Like, I don't,
for sure.
Like, when I feel like when people start to lose battles, they rap about things that they have, materialistic things, and I don't care about that. In a rap battle, that's not gonna win it to me.
No,
I don't care how many jets you got or many houses. Well, him and Rick Ross went at it.
Yeah, he included Rick Ross included himself. The Weeknd included himself.
Biggest. I love Ross.
If I was Drake, I would have felt so fucking betrayed. I'm not gonna lie, because Drake did give a lot of these people their plaques and their awards, and he really plugged Ross with all the features he's done for him. And Rick Ross, in general, great artist. I listen to him
but Ross
from
don't care. Ross,
the biggest boss that we've seen thus far. But if you pull up Ross, all his top songs on streaming services got Drake on them. I'm just keeping it a band. And if I was an artist and I'm the shit and I'm just outselling everybody and people I've worked with just fucking attack me, I'd be like, damn. Because Drake did kind of get 20v1'd. And they say they don't know if it's the other way because he has AIs and writers. Again, who fact checks this shit? So we don't know. Like, I know on Kendrick's songs, though, as far as composer, lyrics and stuff, it just says him. And then sometimes Drake's will say Aubrey Graham, and then no. But somebody can change one word in a bar,
and then you could put it in the credits.
No, you have to, other that person could sue you, where they can be like, oh, you can't use my shit.
Unless Drake has it to where, it's contractual that this is what you're gonna do for me. I can't have you up there because,
exactly.
Like, I've never understand the Drake hate like I don't understand the LeBron hate. I love LeBron. People just hate on LeBron like they hate on Drake. I don't understand.
Because they can't play basketball or they ain't got what?
I don't have no issue with
LeBron. I've never heard anything bad that he's done. Like, people would say messed up things about Kobe Bryant and some of the things that he's done in the past, allegations, whatever. But Kobe didn't have a big hate train. Like, LeBron has this huge hate train like he's just a piece of shit, and I don't think he is.
Because he's great. Because he's great. And when you great, that always comes. Kobe's not here, rest in peace. So there's only LeBron to compare to Jordan now. And to me now, coming from somebody who came up on Jordan, who Jordan was the GOAT to him, I feel like now LeBron has put himself in that spot to me.
The Jordan spot?
To me.
That's fair.
And I'm 43, so it's not like I'm one of these new era kids saying this. Jordan was it for me. Jordan was but LeBron, I feel, has done more. And because he's so great, I think that's why people just look for anything bad, because I've never seen him done as a human being besides basketball for people to hate him.
You know what pissed me off about LeBron, like what happened to him out of everything, is Space Jam. It wasn't a great movie, right? But he didn't pick himself.
With Space Jam.
Well, he didn't pick himself to be in that role. I don't feel like he self-assigned himself as like, oh, I'm this GOAT or whatever. People call them the GOAT, and then eventually they run with it, and then everybody's mad like, oh, he thinks he's a fucking god. No. But he didn't pick himself for Space Jam, and that's a legendary position to replace after Mike.
These are titles people put on other people
for
that
sure.
they never...
You're right, though. It is the greats that get shitted on, from MJ all the way down. If you're great, you're getting shitted on. Whitney Houston, you know, she wasn't fully in my generation of music, but I did grow up on her as a kid, all the way up until when she passed. And I could tell you, in my childhood and lifetime, she got bagged on. When I took the time to look into her life, her as a person, her catalog, she seemed like a really nice woman, and she had an amazing voice. And when she died, everybody's like, oh, fuck this crackhead. And I'm like, whoa.
Life just be lifing sometimes, man. We don't know what these people...
Who are we to judge, though? Like Amy Winehouse, same thing. Beautiful talent, beautiful woman, and everybody just watched her wither away and be drugged out. And I mean, I know it's her own personal decision, but why do you have to dog on this person? That probably didn't help them. She's getting booed off the stage. Her depression's getting worse. Her addiction's getting worse. Like I said, Hollyweird can be very consuming, and demons can come out of you. And that's why I try my hardest not to judge. The only thing I'd like really judge is sexual assault and pedophilia. Those are my two big no-nos.
Which is fair.
There's no negotiation at all. I'm not no negotiation in that situation. Like, you're fucking dead to me. But outside of that, who are we but an audience to these people? If I don't like something, I'm gonna keep it moving.
People don't realize the pressure these celebrities have. That once people see and give people the title of celebrity, they feel like life is good. They're making money. Like, one could assume, like, Heath Ledger, he played like an awesome Joker. Nobody would, like, why would somebody, you know, decide to do that to themselves? And they have it all, because you don't know what's money can't fix everything. Fighting.
Yeah, Robin Williams. That's one of my favorite examples is Robin Williams. He provided so much laughter and joy, and every movie he was in, I loved it. He had this movie that came out before he did what he did, and it was about having this son. I don't know if you've seen it, but he accidentally killed himself. What is it called?
A movie?
It's a movie, and it was about him having this kid. I don't know if I'm using the right term, but erotic asphyxiation, where you like to like choke yourself almost to your last breath when you're nutting. And I mean,
choke yourself
out while you're nutting. Anyway, by yourself with someone else. Is it possible
for you to choke yourself out?
I mean, I never knew until I seen this movie, right? So his kid,
I don't know.
His kid is on the computer watching porn, and he built some kind of shit to where he could pull, and like he had some type of shit choking himself. And it's like for Robin Williams, this was such a fucking weird movie, right? So he's beating his meat, choking himself, and then he fucking chokes himself to death. And Robin Williams comes in there and finds his son dead with porn on the computer and his dick out and just like choked out.
Mrs. Doubtfire found him?
Yes.
This is how I remember Robert Williams.
Me was Flubber. So I'm like,
I saw Flubber, and I saw Flubber as well.
Love Flubber. But I'm like, yo, and he, you know, this was like maybe 2 years before he took his life. And I'm like, this is really, watch it, dude, watch it. He was a teacher.
Crazy.
He was a teacher, and his son went to his school. And essentially, when he found him like that, he hid what was the cause of death. And he wrote a fake suicide note for his son. Like he killed himself from depression, but really he accidentally killed himself, beating his meat and choking himself out. Very crazy to hear that that's a Robin Williams like movie.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Watch that shit.
You said, reminded me Flubber, Mrs. Doubtfire.
Like how does this RV? Oh, Robin RV was hilarious. Like he's such good movies. Very backwards for him, and it made me feel like he's gonna do something to himself. Like this is very anti-Rob, and sure enough, gone.
People don't realize that there's a lot of pressure that comes with social media, and a lot of people don't talk about the bad because I can only speak for me, but there is some bad that comes with it. Sometimes it's just hard to get in a creative space. Again, I'm only talking for me, and sometimes there's self-doubt. It's like, do I still got it? Like, and is this sustainable for me? Like,
for sure.
If I don't post for a day, will everybody leave? Like it's a lot. It's more, again, it's more positive than negative, but it's still some negative there. It's like sleepless nights trying to think of what to post.
Line up your
the next
content.
day.
Yeah, like, oh, you got to do 1 to 4 videos a day.
I don't bulk record either. So if I'm recording most of the time, I'm doing it that day.
Oh, so you do it all in, like, you don't do 6 videos in a day and then like post them throughout the week? No?
No.
You're just doing them fresh every time?
Every time. And I think that's where the pressure comes in, because
you know you always
like
have to film
last night,
something.
I told you I went to sleep like 5 o'clock. I'm already up. So this is my normal. And I'm waking up like 12, 1 in the evening. And I'm like, oh shit, I gotta create. And I'm dragging myself, trying to line up my beard. I got to do all this before I get on camera.
Right.
Like there's one video where I just got on rough, and I'm like, listen, man, every video ain't gonna be, because sometimes
Did anyone call it out?
You want it? No.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that's
Because
what I was
I kept
wondering.
it real. I'm like, listen, my beard is scruffy, it's gray. Like I told myself I wouldn't dye it again, but I did. But the grays are coming back because I don't know if my beard is to be gray, I want it to be gray.
If you're making content fresh daily, Eric, stop fucking doing that. Like, my God, I used to do that too.
It's hard to bulk record though. Like I would love to get all the ideas and pump out, like, because I don't know how many videos you put out a day or the frequency you do it, but sometimes I like to put out 4 a day. Like if I could put out, like, if I could take one day and record like 20 videos, and some people do. They have that creative mind, then cool, and I post them throughout. But then sometimes days come where you scroll in a video like, oh, I got to say something about this. Sometimes it comes like that. Yeah,
you're catching it fresh in the trend. Totally understand that. And I know it's hard to like generate multiple ideas at one time. See, for me, you're talking, you're giving opinions, you're being very positive, supportive. You're actually shutting down a lot of bullshit.
I'm trying.
I love it. I see why you have to keep up. Like you see a video and you're like, ooh, I got to say something about this rude ass shit. That makes sense. But there ain't nothing wrong with jotting down some little ideas, because a lot of time I have to do the content in the moment too, but I really do try to do a few things at once. Originally, I felt that pressure to post 1 to 4 times a day. So I was doing kind of what you were doing, just every day. Let me do my face. Let me put on something with some titties. Let me do this. Let me let me do that.
Not the titties.
I swear. God. And I would get so drained off of it. And I was actually just talking to my cousin about this the other day. I was extremely consistent. If there was a dance trend, I was doing it. If there was anything, I was trying to do it. But now I'm like,
I started TikTok doing trends when I first started. It didn't really work out for me.
And stuff?
It didn't. It don't work out for me like it works out for a lot. Like you'll see, sometimes I see these videos, these little kids, and it's just simple. I'm like, he's doing nothing.
Absolutely
and it's
nothing.
like 400,000 likes, millions of views. Let me do that. Ain't nobody watching. Like,
I mean, if you put on some great shorts, some great tight shorts, maybe they like. That's what I'm saying. It's either people like you because they like what you're putting out, or they're lusting after you, or both. There could always be both. I'm a firm believer in that, but it's one way or the other. I do see a lot of people, like, I do the lip sync videos. It's rare when I do one where I'm covered, right? And it goes up. Like I've purposely, intentionally, I've posted, let me do this with like a shirt that goes up to here, and let me do another one with something more revealing and see how that goes. The ratio in likes and views is drastic. So I'm like, well, I have to rock with this.
How does that make you feel though, as a person, knowing that it's like you gotta let the girls out in order for the algorithm to push you out there?
I feel like I made that choice to do it. I actually said in one of my songs, and I said, I've been popping up online and I expect to be objectified, and I won't deny, but you can't take rejection if you fucking with your pride. Meaning, I don't mind it. But if I don't want to fuck with you, don't message me death threats. Don't message me rude shit. Like, I get a lot of that. So I'm very accepting of what I've chosen to do, like I said earlier, but I just don't like the backlash sometimes of just the rude comments.
People assume that, not just you, a lot of women who post stuff that where they're, and I wouldn't even say that it's revealing. I mean, you can't help.
It's your body type.
You can't help that you built like that, and because you wear certain things, they assume that, oh, she's wearing this, she's easy.
Yeah, go to hell. I'm far from easy. I don't know. People have assumed that they can even purchase sex from me. I've gotten
that sounds. You know how crazy that sounds. Can I purchase? Can I purchase your vagina?
Can I get a smidgen of coochie? No, I've gotten $10,000 offers for pictures and videos. I've gotten multi-$1,000 offers. keep it moving, because at the end of the day, the moment I feel like there's a reason they're offering so much. So I have like this idea in my head that, okay, I send this titty video, you're going to make a fake OnlyFans page of me, and you're going to use the fucking shit I'm sending you, and you're going to make 10 times the money that you just paid me.
If you got 10 bands and you want to give it to me, I got you.
He will slide it. He will slide it, jump it, shake it.
For 10 bands, maybe I give you something.
But how would you feel if someone took a video you sent and then they profited $100K off a $10,000 video? I'm not saying my titties are worth $100K, but I'm saying, like, if I had an OnlyFans, I feel like I could touch $100K. I have a lot of followers and a lot of people that ask, and if I set a decent price, I feel like in a month I could pull that. So why would I sell something for hundreds or thousands when you're gonna triple that easily?
True.
I mean, I've almost have done it. I'm not gonna. I've almost done it, but I'm like,
pulled you? What you almost done?
Sold a video.
Oh, sold a video
just privately. But I like the one conversation I had.
You don't know where that's going.
They dick around though. They want the video first. You know, like
no.
You gotta pay
Absolutely
me.
Not.
You gotta pay me, homie. They ain't paying me. So I'm like, I veered away from the idea completely. So I'm like, they play games. So there's something suspicious going on.
First of all, you're gonna do something like that, you gotta have the money first.
A lot of people won't.
There is no you. Well, it goes.
Payment plan.
It's a trust thing. It's
Afterpay.
Because I don't know if you're gonna send. If I do send the money.
Yeah, so that's commonly what they say to argue. My thing is,
you can say the same thing.
Vice versa. But here's my thing: if you want to pay me $10,000 for a picture of my titties, I'm gonna send that shit if you send the money for sure, because that's a lot of money, your hard-earned money that you're spending on looking at me.
But a lot of people would say that everything has a price. I'm a man that believes the majority of things have a price. Like some things, like, come on, no, I'm not doing it. But for stuff like that, like if somebody wanted videos of my feet, of course there's a price for that. There's definitely a price for that. But certain things I'm not willing to, like if somebody say, hey man, I just want to lay you over my lap and with objects, no, there's no price for. Well, maybe there's a price for that.
I feel like there's a price for almost everything, but it's got to be a good price.
It's got to be a good price, right?
$50 ain't it, homie.
No. It got to be 7 figures and up if I'm gonna do something. Wow.
Let me do just a rapid shoot real quick. What is your least favorite comment to get on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, any platform?
My least favorite comment. That the videos that I do are just for likes, and I don't believe in what I say, and I'm not into the things that I say I'm into. Like for example, if a woman has rolls, if she has cellulite, if she has stretch marks, if her breasts sag, they assume that I just do it for likes, because realistically, talking about stuff like that, if you're not real, like women. A lot of women are insecure and they're looking for that hero. So I can see why people would say, oh, he's taking the easy avenue. He know if he does this, he'll get, but the reality of it
phony.
Is, yeah,
it's definitely not. I could tell you what pissed me off in your comments recently. I can tell you exactly what pissed me off, and you can cut me off if it's too personal. I didn't like the comments about your wife. Really?
Oh.
Actually, it sent me over the edge, because I'm like,
I didn't even read them.
I read a couple. And I got off because I'm like, who the fuck are you guys? Like, if that, your wife is voluptuous, she's beautiful. Do you guys not see that this man lives what he preaches? Why are you guys so mad? Are you mad it's not you? Like, I don't get it. And I'm not married. If I was, I would be very sensitive if someone talked about my husband. And I feel like you navigate that very well. You navigate social media comments and disrespect very well in general.
You gotta have thick skin.
You gotta have thick skin. About your wife, it pissed me off.
You know what's funny about that? Because I made a video that I never posted, and somebody said, "Oh, well, you need to show your wife so we could see that you really
about
talk
that.
What you live, right?" And recently I went to Vegas. My wife and I, we went to see Lunel, and it was a great show. Shout out to Lunel.
Love Lunel.
She welcomed my wife and I, and it was a great experience. We chatted up, and then when I got back to New York, we took a bunch of pictures. And I got pictures with her alone. I could have posted just the solo pictures of her and I, but we took a nice picture and it was all of us. So I'm like, and I told her, I spoke to Lunel and I'm like, it's a nice picture. I'm like, I'm iffy about putting it on social media because, you know, people, I feel like they want to see who you are to size them up.
Genuinely.
They want to size them up. They want to say, oh, she's with him. He could do better than that, or whatever. That's what they want to do. They don't, a lot of them don't care, really don't care from a compassionate, like loving point of view. They just want to see, oh, do I look better than his wife?
That's the insecurities though. Like I said, you have a big following. You have women that adore you. You probably have women that watch your videos every day when they do their face and when they put on an outfit and they just want to feel good about themselves. You know, like sometimes I watch your videos and I'm like, you know what, let me get the fuck up, do something with myself today. I'm raggedy. You know, it makes
whatever it helps you do, then it does.
From any woman, you know, any woman, but maybe it goes back to the OnlyFans and feeling entitled to this and this. Though you don't have an OnlyFans, you're very loyal and giving and providing to your audience. They might have a little bit of a personal investment, emotional investment in you. So it could be a jealous thing and not just an insecure thing. But we been knew you had somebody. We been knew this. So why are y'all following him? And then you won't get mad. You wanted to post this girl, he posts this girl, you're a bully. You're an asshole. You're an asshole. To me, you fucking suck. You're sitting there taking your time, a type of rude ass comment about some shit that you wanted to see to belittle. Get a life.
The only comment I saw, what I was saying, I posted that because Lunel told me, listen, post your wife. Let them see that you speak about that you really live what you talk about. So I'm not saying that because some people will say, oh, you only posted your wife because this person said that. No, but she
encouraged you.
She encouraged me. And I'm like, you know what? Again, it's my platform. People come for me. This is my personal life. But again, it was a nice picture and I could have just cropped my wife out, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna just post a picture. And minutes after I posted it, like I made a second post and screenshotted it because somebody took the picture of me, my wife, and Lunel, and they captioned it, oh, I see why people don't be posting their girls and putting laughing emojis. I'm like, are you lonely or something? Like who? And this was at like 1 o'clock in the morning. So what are you doing? Like you don't got no man. You definitely don't have no man. If you reposting that with that caption at 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm in the bed with my wife. Who you in the bed with?
They're trying to go viral. They're trying to go viral. If you do got a man, like he ain't doing that good for you, sister. Because if I'm living rent free. That posted, it was a woman that posted that?
Yeah. If I'm living rent free in your mind at 1 o'clock in the morning, what is your man doing for you?
That's the emotional investment in you because they're watching you every day and they're mad that they're not her. Now you have thick skin, like you said. So people you could take whatever, right, towards you. You don't post your wife to protect her from rude ass people. You can deal with them. Why does she have to deal with it? It's not about you're ashamed of her. And it's very clear from the comments that I see on your page. Like they're usually very positive, but sometimes people get a hair up their ass and it's just all downhill. And I would do the same thing.
I'm okay because it's more positive than negative. All the stuff I read were positive. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of negative in there, just like the girl that posted that video. But like 80,000 likes tells me otherwise.
For sure.
Like
I said, you're so positive. So, how's your wife been doing with that? Did it affect her in any way? Is her skin thick too?
Yeah, she laughs about it. The crazy thing is, my wife be in my comment section more than I do. I don't even go in there. Because I don't like. It's gotten to the point where there's like thousands of comments, not even just thousands of comments spread throughout everything I do. Videos, pictures, whatever the case may be. So
we're talking platform to platform to platform to platform. You're not lying. I literally see thousands of comments.
Because on TikTok, I'm at 1.6 million. Instagram, 1.7 million. Facebook, I'm at 1.5 million. So I have DMs on Facebook. I have DMs on Instagram, DMs on TikTok. I have comments here, comments here. It's impossible. Again, when my account was very small, I could keep up with the comments because it's not that much. But if you have like let's just say minimum. Let's just say, and I post like 4 times a day. So if each video, and I post the same video, I don't post different content for different platforms. If I make 4 videos, these 4 videos are on Instagram, 4 TikTok, 4 Facebook, 4 YouTube, which I'm trying to build. So let's just say at minimum 400 comments per video. I can't imagine. And the moment I refresh, more comments come. So how can I?
You know what I think is how, you can just keep it moving. You're not analyzing every comment. The audience gets too comfortable with the disrespect. And that's when it becomes a consistent thing. I've noticed that when I don't address stuff, or I used to let stuff sit. And then I would see like, okay, let's say someone put on my post, look at them saggy ass, empty ass titties. I mean, that's...
Hold the fuck.
Saggy, empty titties.
Who says saggy, empty? I've never...
They're like, it's an illusion. Like,
saggy,
they're not there. They're empty. Empty.
Saggy, I hear all the time, but
Empty.
I've never heard saggy, empty.
Empty. And then I'll leave the comment there, and then I'll start noticing like the likes are building up on this. And I'm like, what did I do to these people? Like, even before it became my niche, when I say I'm comfortable with myself, that doesn't mean I overly sexualize myself. I'll wear like this dress is beautiful. I love this dress. The next girl can wear it that has, a smaller chest, and no one thinks twice about it. But when I wear it, y'all are actually quite literally body shaming me. And it sucks. I do get a lot more positive and lustful comments than negative, but sometimes when I get the negative ones, and I'll go through the likes on the comment, and it's like mostly spam pages. I'm just like, damn, like, what did I do to these people? But breathe.
This may be really stupid, right?
Sure.
But are there breasts that actually don't sag? I've seen like surgically put in, but it literally looks like you ever seen those implants where they kind of look like basketballs and there's a big gap right here and the skin is stretched. It looked like 2 balloons in there. Like those sit up, but I don't know that I've seen a natural pair that
just sits up.
I haven't.
Me neither. I feel like when you're young, like, okay, when I was in fucking high school, 18, 19, 20, they sat up, but that's life. When you get older, your skin's on your face sags, like things change, and that comes, the titties come with that.
Yeah, but I don't know anything heavy that's supposed to stand up.
Exactly. So I feel like, I don't know, like mine just kept getting bigger and bigger, and they did start to sag, and then breastfeeding, just boom, boom, boom. It did that, but I never felt self-conscious about it because I was like, this is just life. And I have back problems. I have scoliosis. I have shoulder issues and all this shit. And the doctors actually want me to get a breast reduction.
Would you do it?
I would rather get a breast lift because it's going to take away the excess skin. My boobs are still going to be natural, no implants, and it's going to lift them. And that is going to take some weight off my back and some fat and some skin off. They want to give me a breast reduction with no lift. So then I'll really have empty titties.
Oof.
Empty, saggy titties. They just want to take some fat out, and then they're just going to go... They're just going to deflate. So they're like, it's best for you. Like, you have all this stuff going on. I'm like, kiss my ass. If you're not going to lift them, no.
If you don't do it, will you die, though?
No, but
I
be in pain every day, but I feel like I would benefit more from like a breast lift and just a little bit off, because it's really, they're pushing me to want to hunch. So I try to stay like, upper. Then I got so used to, people would say, oh, I'm trying to purposely stick my titties out, in my regular life because I'm standing up with my shoulders straight.
But you're just trying to fix your posture.
Yes, but I let it deteriorate from the comments I would get from people in real life. And so my natural posture is kind of more like this than like this. And I've been working on building it. And I've even asked people, like my cousin, does it look like I'm trying to poke my titties out? And they're like, no, it looks like you're trying to stand up straight. And yeah,
I mean, you have what you have, and people forget
I let it get to me at times,
Like you didn't ask God to put them there. They did, and
nope.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if you don't have anything, then they say you built like a boy.
You can't win with the internet. You can't win with people with too much like of a hateful spirit, just negative people. And honestly, all I could do is just hope that whatever's hurting them in their life heals, because I've never once looked at anyone's video and been like, let me comment some rude ass shit. There's artists that I don't like. Well, there's one artist that I don't like. I'm not going to say her name, but
her. Okay,
it's
that's
a her.
Good. It's good enough.
I do not like
mainstream artists.
JoJo Siwa. Fuck it, JoJo Siwa.
A lot of people.
I'm just going to be
don't.
honest. I don't like any of this new. Like I don't know.
She's really going ham with this new image. Like it's just
everybody's saying it's giving Miley Cyrus. No, Miley Cyrus was giving. But it's just like annoys me. But I never once been like, let me comment on JoJo's video and be like, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I can just keep scrolling.
Moving, right.
So that's an example. Sorry, JoJo. You know, it's no offense to you, but that's the example I'm using today. I've never once felt compelled to comment on. And there's a lot of people we don't like.
You'll never find a I'm 6'7" negative nasty comment on nobody. Please call me out if you find it.
That's why I'm like,
doesn't do that for me.
We have enough common sense and just emotional intelligence to know the effect that it could take on people. Mm-hmm. Others know and don't care, and they weaponize that. And that's the unfortunate part about social media. I'm gonna need to be locking in with you more on just the advice, because you're really good with the thick skin. I do have some, and I will clap. The thing is, I'm gonna clap the fuck back. So even if you piss me off, I'm gonna piss you off worse. But I want to get better at not retaliating to stuff. And that's kind of been my current goal. I've done a lot of shadow work on my triggers and what upsets me and why I let it upset me. And it's because there has to be a little part of me that's like, yeah, I know my boobs are saggy, or yeah, this and this and this. And you guys are making me kind of not like myself. But why am I letting that happen? I'm fully aware that there's times where I let it happen, and I just want to learn how to navigate that more the way that you do. It's hard.
So let me ask you this, right?
Sure.
If you're comfortable saying it, what do you feel like? What are your insecurities, if you have? And are these insecurities that you have on your own, or is this something that the internet brought about?
I don't feel like I had insecurities alone, just anxiety. I have social anxiety. But the insecurities definitely grew over the internet. And to be honest, dealing with somebody that I guess you don't realize don't fuck with you, and they want everything and everyone else but you. And especially in Miami, like, I am who I am, and these girls are $30,000 builds, you know? Their shit don't sag. They have perfect veneer teeth. Nice. Just everything is touched to perfection. And if that's what you're into, I feel like that's what you should go for and leave me alone. And I feel like that's the kind of stuff. It's like when you personally are intimate or dealing with somebody and they make you feel inferior to other females. But I do love myself, and I'm learning that I just don't deal with those people. If they're going to make you feel that way, like, I don't want to feel that way, so I don't want to deal with you. So
earlier, you told me that you auditioned for Baddies, right? So how was that? Me as a watcher, as someone who is a consumer of this show via his wife, because my wife makes me watch it, and I do.
That's how all the men get got.
I do love it. I didn't watch it on my own. It's
entertaining, right?
But now I do. I can say that I actually enjoy it. How was that experience? Like, how was? Let
me start with the fact that, for those of you that know, it was the Baddies Oakland auditions. It was a show. There's probably over 5,000 contestants. Everybody's outside in this long line waiting to get into the building. They're already drunk. There was actually girls falling out unconscious. There was 30 fades before the doors even open. It was 12 hours.
They was fighting outside before they got in?
Outside. Like,
to prove a point.
And here's the cameras right there. And, Zeus is good for that. And they have to be. That's their network. That's their platform. I'm for sure if that's my network and this is what we doing and you out there fighting, oh, yeah, I'm recording that and I'm putting it up there. But a lot of them were getting kicked out, sent home. Some of them were like blacked out, drunk, like, oh, my God, like they needed to go to the hospital. Every 5 minutes there was a fight. Production on the show kept coming out on megaphones like, hey, can you guys please calm down so the Marriott doesn't shut this whole shit down?
It was a lot of ratchetness I saw.
Yeah, and a lot of girls were getting told if they swung on the judges, they got an automatic shots at the show. So there were cast members like Scotty just getting punched on for no fucking reason. And I was like seeing it. I'm like, this is y'all too desperate.
Yeah, but somebody actually got to her?
When I'm telling you, they were not protecting these women. Like, security comes, but they gon' they gonna dibble dabble. And I don't know why, but Scotty, her face got a little messed up. And by the time I got to the room where she was in and she was the judge, she done got socked for the last time and left the whole auditions. And it was only 2 other cast members that were doing the auditions, and they were over it. Everybody was over it. They were basically said, if you stay calm, wait your turn, you will have your fair chance to audition. And I'm mindful. I have social skills. I have manners. I have etiquette. And I really wanted that opportunity. So I was like, why am I going to come up here and act an ass in line for, even though it was a 12-hour process, I seen it through.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. You was on that line for 12 hours?
It's like, okay, so you get in the building.
Oh, God.
They separate everybody in different rooms. They were going room by room by room. It ended up being 12 hours long. I make it through the auditions. I get to the final round. And like, for some reason, being the calm one and not trying to assert, act ratchet, or bully your way into a spot, it's cool. But I kind of was like at the end of everybody. I should have been there like 4 a.m. and been in line first or something like that. That was the best advice I got from somebody that's affiliated with the network.
And people do that. They
be there
camp
early.
Out.
Absolutely. And next time, I'm going to audition in person for this rap show that's supposed to be going when Blueface gets out of jail. I'm going to be there bright and early. But I get faded to the back, and I'm watching all the bullshit happen all day. By the time I got to one of the audition rooms, they were just like, everybody's getting told no, but we're going to give you the chance to audition because you waited, which is respectful. They were honest. I got told yeah. So in a room of no's, AK got told yeah. So I was like, oh, I got this in the fucking bag because I'm genuine. I have a lot to bring. Yes, I can fight, duh, but I also have a personality. I have, shit going on. So I'm getting to that last audition. I'm in this last group. And I am going to say this about these girls because they're fucking weird. So I'm in this group with 8 girls at the last table, and these girls are over here pinky promising and making pacts like, if you don't hit me, I won't hit you. And as they're all going around the table, they all make this pact. While I look up, they all looking at me though. And I'm like, oh, are y'all waiting for me to agree? And I said, here's what it is. If you don't disrespect me, we ain't got no problems. If you run your mouth, you're going to get socked in it, period. You know what this network is here for.
It would have been good to see you up there. I can tell.
I got stupid hands. I'm not even trying to be like brag, but I'm not just going to sit there and get beat up. You want to have to sneak me or do some weird shit to get me. So I told them, you better mind your manners and shut the up and you won't get touched. If you bring this energy towards me, you're going to get it back way worse. And they were like,
Oakland.
They were like, oh my God. And I was like, oh my God, what? So I can sock you now. Like, what do you want to say? So we can handle this now. And they just shut the fuck up. That table was silent. And then we get up to go in front of Nat and like Sukihana, Tommy Lee, I believe. I could see them. And I'm like, oh, it's time. Marriott shut the whole shit down, kicked everybody out. And I'm talking to them. I'm like, what are we supposed to do? I followed your guys' rules, your guidelines. I've been being cool. I'm low-key finna tweak out. I've been here for 12 hours. So that's how that experience went. I still with Zeus. I still feel like things are going to go great, but it's more the people.
I definitely hope to see you up there. That'll be very interesting.
I really want to be on the rap show. That's more my niche. Like I do Baddies, no problem. That's cool. I would have loved to have been on there, but rapping is my thing. I feel so passionately about it. And if there's going to be a whole show that's for females in the West Coast that rap, I feel like I can do it. I manifest that. I put in the work and I really believe in myself. So if I'm going to be on that network, I'd rather have it be for something that I love. And if I get into some fights behind it and all that shit, that's fine. Bring it on. Bring it on, bitch.
I'd love to see it.
It's Gucci. It's a fun network. That's what I'm saying. You want to be entertained. There's going to be drama. There's going to be bullshit. There's going to be fights. So I know what I'm getting myself into. I'm prepared for it. I'm going to say when that time comes. So I'm never going to say if. I'm going to say when.
Listen, I never knew I was interested in so much ratchetness and drama until I got put onto the Zeus network. It's entertaining to me. It's ghetto, but it's entertaining to me because
it's worth a subscription.
It is.
There's so many streaming services that are just giving maybe 1 or 2 quality shows per platform, and Zeus keeps it rolling. They keep it real. They keep it authentic. Like whatever's going on is what the fuck is going on. It is what it is. That's why I like to watch it.
I like the guy's version too, man. That was
Oh my! I love Orlando Brown. So I never watched the season 1 of Bad Boys, but I watched the season with him on it.
He's a riot.
He likes to talk about Hollywood and he be doing his own thing. And I'm one of the, like I said, I don't judge. So if you're going to crash out, I'm going to see what's going on. Cause I know there's something going on. There's some demons. There's some truth behind this. So I really enjoyed Orlando Brown on that Bad Boy season 2.
I liked him and Raz B.
I knew you were going to say Raz B. He was crashing the fuck out too. But you know what?
All the time. Like, that's why I like that you never knew what you was going to get.
Like, wasn't it? He pulled a knife.
Studio.
Yeah, he was about to get his ass whooped. And then Jonathan socked the fuck out of him. He got socked the fuck up, but he should have got jumped because you're not.
A problem, man.
A knife is crazy. Like, dude, chill. Like, and I get it because he has some kind of demons. He has shit he needs to work on. So I don't judge him. But if I'm on a network and a bitch is pulling out knives, like what? You know, like that's a little off.
And I feel like even when I watch the females, I feel like the security they let them swing like
they allow it
twice, and then they come and just let them fight it out. Like,
they'll give them a few seconds. They'll be like, go ahead and run the fade. But once it's getting out of control, or they're just locked up in like 2 handfuls of hair, they're gonna end that shit.
It was always my favorite security guard got to be that muscle bound guy. Their sleeves is always cut off. Oh
my gosh, yeah. Zeus security, they're off the chain. Even in the auditions, they're probably the most entertaining people there. And a lot of the girls were like going up to them, trying to flirt with them and trying to do this, but they were so funny the entire time. So they're entertaining on their own. On their own, like they should give the goddamn security a show. That'll be something to watch. When they boxed and the security got in at the end, I was like, oh shit! Like they were throwing fucking haymakers. Oh my gosh! I was like, yeah, now I see why they got their jobs.
That was an interesting episode. Also,
I like that episode. I wish Jonathan would have fought, but I see why he chose not to.
No, that's who I wanted to see fight. I'm upset that he's the only one that didn't.
I feel like he would have been at the top of the tower.
It made me happy to see a couple of them dudes
Orlando
get
and Raz
up.
that was a cute little fight,
God.
You know. And then Prince had a chance to hold his own in some fades there. Oh,
he did not.
He was, trying. He was doing. I feel like who did he fight? I forget that guy's name. Mo City. I feel like that was a good fade.
Rocked him up.
You feel like he rocked him up?
Yeah, I did. I do.
That's crazy. I feel like.
I don't know. I feel like Mo City got him, and I don't know. That's just my opinion.
I feel like it was almost a draw, but they were like I said, there was good fights. They were like Razby and Orlando that they didn't really want to really do it.
No, man.
But I was there for the
sport.
Yeah, I was there for the sport of it. So
the security, I feel like the security went hard.
Oh, security! They put that in there. That shit was gruesome. That's what I'm saying. Like it went from I'm entertained by all of this. Yeah. Security comes in at the end and just like basically eliminated the entertainment of all the other fights because y'all was in there fighting like you was about to get a $5 million bag off that shit. This haymakers.
You know who was funny on that show? I forget his name, man. But this little dude was right.
I knew that's who you were gonna say.
Yo, that mother.
No, we're not doing this. Ara, he was funny.
Yo.
Remember he like fought the same guy like 72 times?
Yes, and kept losing.
And he kept losing.
It's like, yo, how many times you want to lose,
He was the
man?
big banger, whatever he was calling himself, the big banger. And
yo.
That shit was funny as hell.
Who was he fighting? Then he get his, he pulled out somebody's dread
guy's name.
Or he got his hair pulled out.
I think that guy went home early because of health issues. I forget his name.
I forget, but he got mopped up a few times. He beat him up a couple times.
So that shit was crazy. Y'all fought so many goddamn times. Just let it go with that.
I don't
with
that
fucking
fight
point.
No more, man. Get out of here.
God damn, that's what I'm saying. And I think people are trying to save what they feel like the viewers are gonna judge. So they're like, oh, I got my ass, so I gotta redeem myself. Now, if you do something to me, you snake me, you jump me, you catch me slipping, you bet not fall asleep. And if you do, lock your door, lock your window, because I'm gonna beat your ass. People try so hard to get them back in that moment, because I see a lot of people get snuck and they lose the fight. The adrenaline's going, shit's up. You got it, G. Watch when my time comes. So I'm like, don't underestimate nobody.
Those are good shows, man.
Good shows.
Those are good shows.
I don't underestimate anybody, though.
Definitely 10 out of 10 recommend.
10 out of 10 recommend. Do you watch like the other shows like Jocelyn's Cabaret, or are you just more in the Baddies and Bad Boys?
No. Whoa, you wilding now.
Yeah, no, Jocelyn's Cabaret is crazy. I watched a little bit.
The only thing I seen with her, there was They had like this Nick Cannon hosted it. It was like Baddies.
Oh, Baddies versus Wild. I haven't seen that yet, but it looks like a Wild 'N Out, but with the cast. Is that kind of what it is?
It was only one episode. It was wild.
Oh,
I'm not even
okay.
going to give no spoilers away, but
Okay, I'm about to watch that.
it was wild. You need to watch that. But before we run out of time, I want you to tell the people where they can find your music and, you know, take us out.
Of course. So if you want to find me, I am on every single streaming platform. If you just look up Kayla AK. If you want to pull me on IG, you can look up Kayla AK. My handle is #TooFineNDivine. You can find me that way. YouTube, anything. You can search me up. And honestly, it's been a pleasure. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Likewise. I appreciate you coming in.
I love a good conversationalist, and Mr. Sensational is going to keep holding it down.
Absolutely. And that's a wrap.